Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. Well, first upgrade, well, not first, but you know, eventually I'm going to put metal bumpers on, okay? I found a set that I like and I'm going to order them as soon as I get the money. In the meantime, got a new motor in today. Race Star 45 turn. We originally ordered this for my wife's new Red Cat Gen 8 because we figured, well, you know, 35 turn, maybe might be a little quick. Turns out the gearing ratio is perfect and the motor is great. She's happy, so I got this off of her. So I paid her for it. Anyway, so you got motor and ESC combo, but we're only going to use the motor because the HSP ESC will run 2S or 3S, and this ESC is the same. Therefore, the motor also runs 2S or 3S, so why use an ESC when we don't need to? Keep it as an emergency backup. So we're going to just swap the motor out. I'm going to do that off camera because I have no clue on how to do this yet, other than I've got a feeling that I have at least 4 screws from the looks of things that I'm going to have to pull in order to lift the motor. But first I got to disconnect the drive shafts, and I don't want to make a hour-long video out of this. But I did want to do on camera is give you an idea of wheel speed of this thing. And so we're going to fire this puppy up. And this is just running off of a 2S LiPo. So reverse, forward. So it's pretty quick. I think it's actually too fast, especially for a crawler. This is marketed from HSP as a crawler, not as a trail truck or trail truck crawler combo, but strictly as a crawler. And yeah, no, it sits up too tall, which is a problem. The wheelbase is a little on the narrow side, but you can always fix that with wideners. But we will deal with the wheelbase the way it is. I'm going to leave that alone. The motor is way too fast. I think it's between a 21 and 27 turn. They just say high torque motor, so it's kind of like, well, but they give you the specs on everything else, like, you know, but yeah, just not on the motor. Anyway, and it's got to be between a 21 and 27, because those are the most common turn rates that run 2S and 3S, because anything generally above that doesn't always run 3S. The exception of this 45 turn can run both. I had a 55 turn that could only do 2S, although I did plug 3S into it, and that was kind of dumb, but got a little hot. But anyways, so we're going to pull this apart, and then we'll do another wheel speed check. I'm leaving the gearing alone because I want to see what the gearing is going to be like with the new motor, right? Hopefully it slows it down enough that it's more practical, that I get more torque at low speeds, still getting some good wheel speed, but not insane wheel speed like this. It's way too insane. I've also ordered in 90mm shocks that are going to drop this thing down, which will be really good because it needs to be lowered, and that's the only way to lower it, because even with the suspension lowering, I've got the rear end as low as it can go, and it's still too tall, you know. And my front end is still a little on the tall side. So I figure if I go to 90mm shocks, that'll help a lot. I'm not going to bother chopping the body up. Somebody mentioned that, and I kind of just, you know, I shook my head at that. It's like, there's no need to chop the body to try and lower the body any. You know, it's not going to make it any better. Lexan weighs nothing. The big thing here is we've got an extremely high center of gravity that has to get pushed down, and I kind of like the body just the way it is, you know. But anyhow, so I'm going to go off camera now, swap this out, and I'll let you know how much of a nightmare it was when we come back, and show you what it's like running on the same battery but with the new motor. So instantaneous for you guys. Alright guys, we're done, and seriously, that took me like not even 10 minutes. So, just to a little explain on how to do this. These are actually grub screws on these axles. They're not like a screw with a pin through them. So you got a grub screw here. So you want to take off the drive shaft at the pumpkin. Okay, it's the easiest way because then you can slide it back, slide it in, pop, pull them off, away you go. Just make sure that if they come off, you lay them out on the table exactly where they came from per side. I don't know if it makes a difference or not, but whatever. And then of course you've got a flat spot that the grub screw goes into on the pumpkin, on the shaft, and voila, too easy. 4 screws, 1, 2, and then 3 and 4. Boom, it drops right out. That's it. It's very, very simple and quick. It's actually a lot faster and nicer than working on some of the axials. Anyway, so we've got everything wired back up, ready to power up, and let's see what we get for wheel speed now with a 45 turn as opposed to whatever that thing is. So, full blast, same battery, 2 cell, full trigger. Reverse, forward. That is a boatload slower. Now that's more like a crawler motor should be. And we still got plenty of wheel speed for getting ourselves out of problems. So that's awesome. That was $22 from Banggood for the motor and the ESC together. Okay, now you can get just separate motors if you want, right up to like 85 turn or whatever type of thing. The combo is nice, especially if you blow up an ESC, at least you've got a spare, and I've already pre-wired this. Now this came with a Molex Tamiya connector, so I just chopped it off and I put on the Dean's because I'm using a Dean's connector on this battery, and this is my 2S battery specific for using with this truck as well as my HSP for now until I can order more 2S batteries. I do have a couple 3S batteries coming in. Now, like I said earlier, this ESC, this will run 2S or 3S LiPo or NIM, and this is the WP1040 brushed ESC, waterproof, 2S, 3S. It's crawler ESC, so you've got drag brake at 150 or 0. Battery is LiPo or NIM. It's that simple to set that up. This particular ESC does require a programming card, which I'm not sure if I still have it on the table. Probably not, but I think I can locate it quick because I want to show you guys this programming card in case you didn't see it when I did my brushless thing. Now, this is the Raystar programming card. They're like $10.40 Canadian on Banggood. At least that's what I paid for it at the time. I don't know, price may have gone up or down depending on our dollar. But on this you can program the LiPo mode, start modes, brake force, maximum reverse force, and of course your neutral range where you want that to sit at. And it's really simple and easy. I mean, you don't even need extra instructions to run this little programmer. And this runs all the Raystar brushed and brushless systems, aka as well as Surpass. Okay, I have a Surpass system that is in my HSP, and this also says on their website that it runs Surpass. So Raystar and Surpass runs this programming card. So the way you go on that one. So I already programmed this particular ESC already. And it's set to go for whenever I need it. I can just slap it in and it's set. Because the only jumper they give you on this is LiPo and NIM. Even though it will default to LiPo there because this jumper is on. But you have to have the jumper on, I guess. I don't know why, but whatever. So you program all your other features. And it's at 3.1 volts per cell. So you're within the safety margins. But I gotta say that is definitely 200% better. Oh, I gotta turn my throttle reverse. I just noticed that. There we go. Front of the truck. So yeah, that's gonna give me a ton of torque now. Still getting the wheel speed. Like I said, I did order 90mm shocks in for this thing to lower it a bit. And they're also lighter springs, so it's going to be a little bit more flexible and forgiving. I still have to order my bumpers when I get the money and a metal bumper mount. Now these are TRX tactical bumpers and mounts that are on here right now. One's a metal mount on the front, and I got to get a metal one for the back yet. The other thing I did order in as well is a set of All-Star all full alloy rims with a set of Super Swamper tires with them. I love the Super Swampers. They're on my Losi. They're also on my wife's Red Cat Gen 8, and I'm going to try them on this and see how I like them. I also want to get a set of the Mudslingers, try them out too, and see what I like the best. But I'm going to give these tires another chance now, even though I still think they're way too soft either way. But I'll give them another chance with this new motor, try that out on the rocks, see how it does with just the new motor. And we'll do things in stages as the videos go along. So as I do an upgrade that is here and I've done it, then we'll go take it to the trails, try out that upgrade, see how the things go and so on, and see how the truck progresses and how much you end up needing to spend in the end. Like, you don't need metal bumpers. Okay, that's just a want. It's a dress-up thing, right? Because even this front plastic bumper off my TRX, it is more than strong enough to handle this winch as well as pulling this truck. So that's not a big deal. But I just want to metalize this thing as much as I can, considering the HSP, in case you missed it again. The HSP Boxer, whether it's the pickup truck or this, is compatible with TRX Traxxas parts, a lot of them, and a lot of your SCX-10 parts as well. So you won't find specific metal bumper mounts and bumper upgrades for this truck under HSP, but you can use Traxxas, because I am using Traxxas mounts. They fit the channel fine, no hassles, and of course you could use the SCX-10 as well if you wanted to. It goes both ways, so it's not a big deal. But this was the best $22 I've ever spent for a motor, other than I had a 55 turn in my axial SCX-10 deadbolt that I had. Don't have it anymore. But for a combo for $22 Canadian, that's sick, you know. But like I said, this is backup. I'm going to run the HSP ESC that came with it. And this is our old motor here, which, now that we can see some writing on it, let's see. Yeah, see, all this says is high power 540 SH, gives a part number, says 7.2 volt. So this is a 2S only motor. Now they, on the write up on the website for the truck, you will see that they say NIM pack or 2S. It came with a NIM. They don't say anything about 3S, but the ESC is marked 2S or 3S. No big deal, right? But the motor that they put in is only for 7.2 volt or LiPo 2S. So how many turns this is anybody's guess, but the wheel speed with this is mental, way over mental. So this is a much higher turn rate motor than even a 35, because even a 35 turn motor does not run as fast as what this does. Well, of course, some of that does depend on gearing, let's face it. But with this kind of a gearing setup, even a 35 would be running pretty quick, but you know, would still be slower than this. You know, this is just way too fast. This is about 21 to 27. You know, is my rough guess, but it's still only good for 2S only, so who knows. But there we have it. Now we've got an awesome motor in here. I don't even know if I have a cooler that'll, well, I don't have a cooling fan, but I might have a cooling fin that might look cool on there if I can fit one, because I do have a spare of those kicking around somewhere in a box. In the meantime, that's pretty good. Actually, you know, that motor weighs a little bit more too, so that's a little bit reduced bounce right there. So that was a little bit of improvement. A little bit of extra weight here and there always helps. Yeah, that is lighter. Anyway, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you guys out on the trails. If not doing something else before then, you never know, but as soon as I can get back to the trails with this thing, we'll give her another shot and see what happens. Thanks for watching.